18 months ago, I beat a man so badly that he might have died. I got really drunk and I wrote a note and I left it on my bed, and all it said was, "Don't mourn me." And as I was walking around, I started laughing and crying because, well, I'd made such a mess of my life and I was happy it was finally going to end. But I also started getting scared. Scared because it's not an easy thing to do. And I knew that when I did it, everything was over. I don't believe there's a heaven or anything resembling it. Life just ends. I saw a church and I went inside and I sat there in an empty church by myself for a long time. I just sat there and cried. After a while, a man approached me and he asked me if I was all right. I said no. He told me that he had a lot of experience counselling people and that if I wanted to talk to him, I said no, I prefer to be alone. He sat down next to me and he asked me what was wrong, and I told him. I told him about a shitty life. I told him about my addictions, my plan to kill myself. I told him everything. And the whole time I spoke, he just sat there and stared at me and pretended to be listening. And when I finished, he leaned over and he put his hand on my thigh and he said, "You've come to the right place. I believe I can help you. But although God has sent me to you, there is something you must give me in return." Well, I moved his hand off and I asked him what. And he said, "Although you are confused and upset right now, you must not resist or fight God's will." And he put his hand back and he put it higher up my thigh. And I didn't like his hand there, so I moved it off. And he put it back and he put it on my cock. And he said, "Although you are confused and upset right now, you must not resist or fight God's will." And he started to move his hand towards my face. And as he did, I didn't give that motherfucker a chance to touch my face. I hit him on the point of the chin and I heard a crack and the blood started to flow. I hit him again and again and again. At a certain point, I hit him so many fucking times, all I could see was blood. And I pulled him off the pew and I spread his legs and I kicked him. I spread them so I could fucking kick him as hard as I could. I kicked him about 15 times. I kicked him to the point that he was moaning even though he was unconscious. And then I walked out and I went to the nearest bottle shop and I bought a bottle of whiskey and I fucking passed out in some laneway. And the next morning I woke up and I went home. I kept expecting the police to arrest me or the papers to mention something, but I don't have any regret for what I did to that priest. He deserved it. But it haunts me. That point that I was kicking the priest, I could have killed him. And I wanted to kill him. Knowing that I was capable of doing that and willing to do it and out of control enough to do it scares the shit out of me. I don't want to be that way again. And I think talking about what I did and and confessing, if that's even the right word, will help